Okay, so this video might be a little bit controversial. It's probably going to go against the norm in regards to how you guys probably have been approaching or have been told how you should approach your training if you want to be able to lose body fat, get stronger, or to build muscle. So just to improve on body composition. What you hear a lot of people say is that all you need to do is work hard. As long as you're working hard and you stick to it, you will see results. And the harder that you work, the better the results will be, and the faster that these results will come. Well, I've made this video to kind of give you guys a different perspective on that, and to be able to explain how it's just not that simple, and that you just training hard can actually have negative effects, especially on your weight loss goals. Okay, so what do I mean by these intense style workouts? What are these workouts and these styles of training? So to me, training really hard and doing these really intense style workouts are doing things like boot camp style workouts, interval training, circuit training, so classes, they're quite intense, even supersets and trisets. So basically any exercise where you are trying to do quite a lot of work in a very short amount of time. This is what I'm referring to as really intense workouts. Okay, so now let's go into how doing these really intense workouts can actually negatively affect your weight loss. So the first reason is doing these really intense style workouts kind of creates this mindset where you only look at your training as a means to burn calories. So you don't care about if you're where this weight loss is coming from. You don't care if you're maintaining muscle. You don't care about getting stronger. You don't care about building a new muscle. All you care about is my weight dropping and how many calories I am burning. An example of this will be, and I see this a lot on Instagram and Facebook, is someone will go to the gym and they'll spend like an hour on the treadmill and they'll take a picture and go, oh look, I burnt 400 calories in an hour. That is good. It's great that you're doing that, and it's definitely more beneficial than doing nothing. However, it's really short-sighted, right? Weight loss happens over a very long period of time. Okay, so you have to ask yourself: is what I'm doing right now setting me up to consistently see results over a long period of time? It's me doing cardio and these really intense workouts where I'm not building any more muscle, where I'm actually making my metabolism consistently slower. Is that going to be beneficial for me over a long period of time? Most of the time, no. Okay. However, if you are, going to the gym and you are just lifting weights and you're not even training that hard, so yes, you're burning less calories. However, you're now setting yourself up and putting yourself in a better place now and later, so you can consistently see results and consistently see weight loss. Okay, now you're going to be putting your metabolism in a more a better place. So your metabolism capacity is going to be higher, which means you're going to be burning more calories. So losing weight and keeping it off is going to be easier for you to do as you progress. Whereas when you're going the other way and you're doing these really intense style workouts or just doing cardio and no weight training at all, you're slowing your metabolism down consistently because you're going to be losing lean mass. Okay, so I know you guys are now thinking that when you're doing these boot camp style workouts, you're probably thinking, well, ain't we training our muscles, right? So obviously you are. However, doing squats as an example, so doing a 15 barbell squat and doing like 30 reps for like 30 seconds, if you can do that much, it's not the same as being able to do a heavy load in the gym for like 8 to 10. You just cannot work the muscles the same way that you're going to when you're in the gym. First of all, when you're in the gym, you're probably doing straight sets, so you're getting a lot longer rest. Also, you just have heavier weights available in the gym as well. Whereas when you're doing like training in the park, which is boot camp style workouts, or even circuit training, because you're consistent in one exercise after another, with very minimum rest, you cannot recover and you cannot move a significant amount of weight. Okay, so because you're not getting an increased stimulus every single time, it becomes more difficult to maintain and pretty much impossible to build muscle. Okay, there's another factor that comes into play as well, and that's people make the assumption that you are consistently burning the same amount of calories. So if I, go on the treadmill now, and I ran for an hour and I burnt 300 calories, then I'll be burning the same amount, 3 months down the line. That's not true. You will become better at that exercise and you will adapt to that exercise, so you will become more efficient at it. When you become more efficient at an exercise, you actually put in less energy to be able to do the same amount of work, because now your body has adapted and it can deal with that stress more efficiently. So in regards to calories burnt, you actually burn less the more you do something. Okay, so now let's go on to reason 2. So I like to compare dieting to training. I think it's important that you treat them both pretty much, or at least very, very similar. So with a diet, we know that 95% of diets will fail within 3 years. Okay, the reason why there is such a high failure rate in dieting is because people just cannot be consistent with these diets. Okay, and remember, that's where weight loss comes from, about being consistent. Okay, so if you can't stick to that diet for a long period of time, it's going to fail you. Training is the exact same. Okay, if you're killing yourself doing these really intense workouts, or a workout that you find boring, like doing 1 hour or more on a treadmill, then you need to ask yourself, can I stick to that, and do I want to stick to that for a long period of time? If you can't, then the same way that you should not be on a diet that you can't see yourself in 1 year, you should not be doing that style of training. Okay, so that brings me on to reason 3. And reason 3 is, the reason why these don't work is because you just don't enjoy them. Okay, or because they're so difficult, and they're really intense, that you actually get to that point where, at least this is what I've seen, people start to dread going to the gym, because these workouts are just, they're mentally draining. They physically make you fatigue. They really do beat you up and run you into the ground if you're doing them too frequent. So doing exercises that are not so intense, and you do not dread going to the gym, then you're more likely to be able to stick to that again over a longer period of time. And once again, I'm going to keep saying this because I can't express how important it is. Right, weight loss comes from being consistent, and it happens over a long period of time. Okay, so we need to start doing things that are going to allow us to lose weight over a long period of time. Not 2 weeks, not a month, not even 2 months. 6 months plus. The 4th reason is actually a part of your metabolism. Okay, so the part of your metabolism I'm going to be referring to is called your NEAT. So it's NEAT, which is your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Okay, your NEAT is basically just your activity level throughout the day, which doesn't count towards your exercise. So anywhere, any form of movement where you are fidgeting, where you have to move around at work, walk the dog, these are all part of NEAT, or of our activity levels, and can actually contribute quite a large amount of calories to our overall metabolism. Okay, it's important because there have been studies done that have shown that when you do really intense style workouts and you really beat yourself into the ground and train really hard in the gym, we subconsciously down regulate our NEAT. Okay, so you might think, oh, if I'm training really hard, okay, I'm going to burn more calories later on. Well, that depends. Okay, if your activity level stays the same, then doing these high intensity training may have a slight effect. However, and this is what they've shown in these studies, most people, when they do these really intense style workouts, they may have a slightly higher thermal effect because of these really intense exercises having to recover. However, for the rest of the day, their activity levels actually become much lower. So their NEAT and the amount of calories that they use from their activity level becomes much lower. There's probably times where you may have done this but not realized that you've actually done it. So as an example, some people, what they might do is if they normally walk to the shop, when they go to the gym and they have a hard workout, what they will say is, oh, do you know what, I went gym today, so I'm going to drive instead. Or maybe instead of taking the stairs, they got the lift. Another good example is when you have DOMS, so which is muscle soreness. You're moving around much less because you're just in pain. So yeah, you might be burning more calories in that 1 hour in the gym, but what you have to ask yourself is, will I be burning less for the rest of the 23 hours throughout the day? If you train really, you bring up your intensity and you train really hard and you do all these styles of training that I spoke about, then the chances are that your activity level is going to drop for the next 23 hours, and therefore you're actually going to burn less calories, not more. The only benefit would be to doing these really intense types of workouts is if you make sure your activity level does not get affected, then it may have a slightly more beneficial effect. But then, you still got to take into account all these other reasons. Okay, so reason 5. Okay, I want you to imagine that you have got to your goal. And you got to your goal, you train really hard, you diet really hard, and finally, you now look the way that you've always wanted to. What do you think you have to do to maintain that? Do you think you can just stop? No. You absolutely have to keep doing what you have been doing to maintain that weight. If you cut out these really intense exercises that are helping you burn a lot of energy, then what's going to happen when you stop doing them? You're going to gain weight. And it's the same with the diet as well. If you've been on a really strict diet, what's going to happen when you start eating food again? You're going to gain weight. Weight maintenance is actually really difficult to do. Weight loss and weight gain is easy, pretty much. So if you have used all these styles of training to get you there and they have made you absolutely knackered and you are really fatigued, then obviously you cannot keep doing them. However, if you've been training in a way that is, it hasn't been beating you up, it hasn't been running you into the ground, then it's easy for you to maintain that. If you, gone to the gym and all you've done was lift weights for 4 days, and you found these workouts pretty easy, then what happens when you finally get to your goal and you can get there like that? Well, then it's easier to maintain. So hopefully now your mentality has changed, and now when you go to have your workouts, your mindset should be, okay, I'm just trying to be able to maintain muscle when I'm in a diet, so then that will keep my metabolism as fast as possible, making it easier for me to consistently progress with my weight loss. Or when you're not dieting, you are just trying to build muscle and improve on your metabolism and improve from that diet that you have just come off. So that's the mentality that you need to have, and that will allow you to consistently see results over a long period of time. To women out there who believe that you are just one day gonna wake up and be really muscly, it's extremely difficult for men to build muscle, and I think women build about half the amount men can. So I think the average for most women, again, these are just averages, you can come up, there are very few people that can be higher and lower than this, but they're quite rare. So generalizing, most women build about 0.25 to 0.5 pounds per week. So you're probably going to be averaging about maybe just over a pound a month with a really good workout plan. So that's a really good workout plan. Being being consistent in your training, and you're going to build only a pound a month. And again, that pound of muscle is not in one place; it is all over your body. Especially if you like doing a full body workout. Do you think you're going to be able to see a big difference of 1 pound of muscle over a course of a month, over your whole body? It's going to be really difficult, okay? So you can now, hopefully you understand that, even if you build 10 pounds of muscle in, let's say, a year and a half, okay, that'll be quite good gains for a woman. You're going to see a difference, but it's still only going to be a small difference, because that 10 pounds will be over the whole frame of the body. It's not just going to be, just on your bum. So yeah, to wrap this video up now. So women, stop being afraid of building muscle, and everyone, please stop trying to run yourself into the ground. Stop going on these really strict diets. Start allowing yourself to feel great when you're working out, because enjoying the journey is extremely important. And concentrate on just trying to improve on your metabolism over time and becoming a better, healthier version of yourself. And just be consistent. Stick with it. Sometimes you will think nothing is happening, but I promise you, if you just be consistent, 90% of your results come from just being consistent. You can do the worst workout plan for you, and if you're consistent with it, you will still get good enough results from that plan, okay, just from being consistent. So